The ceasefire was signed at 8 p.m. By midnight, 15 American soldiers were bleeding on a military base in Kuwait. In the next 10 minutes, here's what we're covering. First, what actually happened at Ali al-Salam Air Base on the night of the ceasefire, and why almost no major outlet covered it properly. Second, how much damage Iran has actually done to U.S. military bases in this war, and why the Pentagon has been quietly downplaying it. Third, what this attack tells us about whether Iran ever intended to honor this ceasefire at all. Stay with me, because the last 2 minutes of this video is the part nobody in the media is talking about. Here's what most people know. On April 7th, Trump announced a 2-week ceasefire with Iran. The deal was brokered by Pakistan. Oil prices dropped. The world celebrated. Most headlines focused on the handshake. Here's what most people don't know. While the ceasefire was being announced, Iranian drones were already in the air across the Gulf. 5 countries activated air defenses simultaneously. And at Ali al-Salam Air Base in Kuwait, a base housing thousands of American and Allied troops, a drone got through. 15 American soldiers were injured. 2 U.S. officials confirmed it to CBS News. The Pentagon said most had returned to duty. And then, the story disappeared, buried under ceasefire celebrations. And that's where this story gets interesting. There are 3 things happening right now that the headlines aren't showing you. The first thing you need to understand, this was not an isolated strike. U.S. bases across the entire region have been getting hit, and the scale of damage has been deliberately underreported. Ali al-Salam is just one base. Since February 28th, Iran has struck U.S. bases at Al Udeid in Qatar, Al Dhafra in the UAE, the 5th Fleet Headquarters in Bahrain, Camp Buehring in Kuwait, and Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Every major U.S. military installation in the Gulf has been targeted. A CSIS advisor told reporters that the damage to U.S. bases has been underreported. His assessment, many bases near Iran have been rendered all but uninhabitable. Within the first 2 weeks of the war, Iran's attacks caused $800 million in damage to U.S. bases alone. Many service members have been relocated to hotels and office buildings. As of April 6th, 373 American service members have been injured since the war began. 6 are confirmed dead. The media has focused almost entirely on oil prices and ceasefire diplomacy. The human cost inside these bases has barely been mentioned. So if the damage is this severe, why is nobody talking about it? That brings us to the second thing. The second thing you need to understand. Iran has a deliberate strategy for hitting U.S. bases, and it is working. Iran is not randomly firing at U.S. targets. It has a documented pattern. First, it targets radar systems. On the 1st and 2nd of March, Iran struck U.S. THAAD missile defense radar bases in Jordan, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, destroying at least one of them. Knock out the radar, and the bases go partially blind. Second, Iran targets airports and ports. The U.S. Embassy in Kuwait was struck on March 2nd. Kuwait International Airport had its radar system significantly damaged. Dubai International Airport was hit in the opening hours of the war. If you cannot fly in reinforcements and supplies, the bases become isolated. Third, Iran targets the troops themselves. The 6 U.S. soldiers killed early in this war were working in a tactical operations center, with almost no overhead protection from drone strikes. The Washington Post reported they were completely exposed. Iran knew what it was targeting. This is not a random campaign. This is a methodical strategy to degrade U.S. military capability in the region. And according to unnamed Pentagon officials, it has already caused measurable degradation. The ceasefire paused the strikes. It did not undo the damage, which raises the most uncomfortable question of this entire conflict. The third thing you need to understand. The attack on ceasefire night raises a question nobody is asking. Did Iran ever intend to stop? The official explanation for the ceasefire night attacks is operational lag. Missiles and drones already in flight cannot be recalled instantly. Iran's operations are decentralized. Orders take time to filter down. This explanation is plausible. But here is what the operational lag argument does not explain. The attack on Ali al-Salam was an overnight strike, meaning it happened hours after the ceasefire was announced. Not minutes, hours. That is not a missile already in the air. That is a mission, planned, launched, and executed after.